second part of this long review. It says find the area under the standard normal curve. So what you do is if it comes from the left, well, if it says from the left, it's just what you find on the table, right?
Yeah, if it comes right away from one.
And if it's in between,
Then you don't do nothing.
subtract, nothing at all. You just throw everything down and just walk out. You subtract the smaller from the larger. Okay, so we're gonna do it. There's one in here, and we're gonna do it. So the left, write the value, write the value you see on the table. So the area to the left of z equals 1.95. Find 1, find 1.9. I have 5 of these on here worth 5 points. That's 25 points. The worst score anybody should get on this test is a 25, because they should at least be able to do these. No, I think it's, shut up, no I didn't. 1.9 and then 5, so 0.9744. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's to the left, so you leave it high.
Yep. Now what about the area to the, and there's one of those. There's one to the left.
How many to the right?
I think there's one to the left. Hold on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It was 15 and then 16. I took one off. So there's still 5. I don't remember, because I don't have the test on right now. It's either 2 to the left, 1 to the right, and 2 in between, or 1 to the left, 2 to the right. I think it's 1 to the left, 2 to the right, and 2 in between. I think that's how it is. Okay, so what about this one, though? To the left of 0.66. Find 0.6. Scoot over to 0.66, so 0.7454. There should be one of these on the test worth 1 point. Do you understand that? Do you understand that, though? There should be one worth 1 point. There's 5 worth 5 points each. So now to the right of 2.56. So find 2.5. Go over to 0.6. 0.9948, but it says to the right. Which ends up being what? Oh, 2.56. I'm looking just to make sure I wrote it down right. 994, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. And then whenever you do 1 minus that, what do y'all get? 5.2? Yeah, because 5.2 and 48 make 100. Okay? And then, whenever you do the next one, the area to the right of z equals 1.4. 1.4, go to 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 0.9292, but it's 1 minus 0.9292, which is what, y'all?
Oh, shoot.
I don't think that's the right answer.
It is approximately.
On the table, we found 0.9292.
It's
So
0.808.
0.7078. You had them, well, you weren't right, but you were almost there. Okay. Now, the area between negative 0.90 and 1.59. What I need to do first, what I did is I found this first one. Well, watch. It says between, right? So let me find this one, negative 0.90. Find negative 0.9, and it's going to be 0.1841, right? 0.1841. I just wrote it down. Whatever I found first, I just wrote it down. I don't have to write down Z. I just wrote it down. Now let me find the other one. 1.59. Flip it. 1.59 is what? 0.9441? That's larger, right? 0.9441, so I'm going to put it in the front. That's how I did it on my key. I found one, wrote it down. Found the other one, wrote it down. Do the subtraction right here. 0.76. And if it's, I think I might have put on, I don't even know if I put round to 4 places, because they all kind of ended up working out to 4. But if it says 4 and you added zeros, that's awesome. If it ends at 6 and it's like perfect, then you just put that as your answer. Now let's find this one. Negative 1.93. So find negative 1.9. And then 9876543.0268. I just wrote it down. If the other one's bigger, it's going to go on the left. If the other one's smaller, it's going to go on the right. And I just do the math. 2.43. Flip it. 2.4012.9925. It goes in the front.
Man, this stuff is easy. I know this is going to be way in the last one.
If you do that subtraction, what do y'all get?
Okay, just know me, man. That's cool.
I'm listening. I think I wrote something wrong. That's why I'm listening to you. I did write something wrong and y'all didn't catch it. No, I didn't. 0.026, right? 8, yes, okay. So what do you get when you do that?
I don't know if I'm trivial.
Nothing.
No, I didn't know what it was. I was like,
What do y'all get when you do that? That special highlighter? 0.9657. Awesome. Area between negative 3.03 and 3.06. I'm already on the negative side. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, negative 3.03. Find negative 3.0. Go to your 3.0012. And then 3.06. 3.0. Okay, and then I get 0.9989. Answer is 0.9977. When you put that in your calculator, you get 0.9977.
So that's how many 67, right?
Just looking at it. I'm sorry,
That's how
what?
many 67. I get 95 on the 7.
Oh, I need you to stop.
No, what do you think that was like? What do you think? How was it? Because I only did that on one test.
Just find it.
74? No, there's no way.
The larger one divided by the smaller one.
Huh?
On the ones that we were doing, the larger one divided by the smaller one.
No division.
The core project is going to add 5 to it.
Yeah. These are just fine. To the left is just fine.
There's no way you get it.
To the right,
And I will go to 7.
subtract from 1. Between, subtract, smaller from larger. If y'all email me, I could tell you what you need to make on this test and the final or whatever in order to make an A or a B or a C. Y'all just have to email me. I've got people following me to my office, so I don't think it would be, you'd have to wait on me, basically.
Because I didn't do too bad on the last
Hold on, Tyler. What, Anita? So the core project's 5%, homework's 20. The exams 1, 2, 3, and 4 are 50%. So they are 12.5% each. And then the final exam is 20%. An A is 90 to 100. Yeah, and then a B is 80 to 89. C is 70 to 79. And then a D is 60 to 69. And then an F is anything below 59. And that works for your overall grade as well, not just the exams. Okay.
That's fine.
What happened?
We had
Like, had it updated your grades?
No, we had an essay due like March 5th. She still has not graded.
That's literally a month ago.
That's how my teacher is.
I'm like, I
And she
don't
be
know.
grading the other
I'm
assignments.
like, I'm confused, Miss Barnes.
Yes, bro. I swear to God, that shit make me.
I'll be like, bro, I was like, Miss Barnes, you ain't grade this yet? And she was like, oh, we have not today. I'm like, what you mean?
That's a
If you already
bro,
turned
but
it
she
in.
grades the other
I
assignments,
know.
though.
And then we got another essay coming up. You ain't did the first one.
I think we're,
Bro, I'm gonna go march down there, yeah, bro.
well, I mean, it's usually common practice, though, as a professor, that you have a week. I have a week to grade your exams. I have a week to grade
It's been
any.
more than a week.
You know what I mean?
It's been a month. Everybody is
I would
like,
ask.
we're all waiting. Like, can
I
we
would
get our
ask
grades
them and
like,
see.
raises so we see our grades?
There's not any like 23, 24, 25, or 26 on the test.
Yeah, nah, skip that.
Skip it, please. Let's just
It ain't no-
I'm gonna I'll write the answers down.
Oh.
Okay, 0.7660,
Oh, what is that? What is it?
0.8727, 0.0128,
You know the big guy.
0.8576. Okay,
Let me see.
So don't you just, on that one, you just like.
find this
like you
one.
did on the in-between?
Yeah, these are the same as the in-betweens. These right here are in-betweens. That's literally what that means. So you do like z equal this and z equal that, and then subtract smaller from the larger. These right here, the one, the right one, remember, was we said that it was from the right. We've had the word or. I didn't do that one because that was just like this, a little extra step. These right here were more straightforward. If it's to the left, you just find it. If it's to the right, subtract it from 1. If it's in between, subtract smaller from larger. And there's 5 of them. These right here, I felt like I'd done so many of those, like it didn't make any sense to keep putting them on there. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we don't even have to read all of it. You just have to read what it says as far as the important words.
There's some more bags.
So there's one of these. We're gonna do.
There's only one of these.
Yeah, we're gonna do.
Do the hardest one.
We're gonna do 29 and 30. So there's probably a reason why I'm choosing to do 29 and 30, right? So the mean of land and buildings per acre from a sample of farms is $1,800. So mean is $1,800 with a standard deviation of $100. The data set has a bell-shaped distribution. Assume the number of farms in the sample is 75. Estimate the number of farms whose land and building values per acre are in between 1,500 and 2,100. Oh, they didn't even give me all the things. We can't even do this. It doesn't even have all the stuff.
No, but keep it up the test. That's something.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, we're good. 1,500 and 2,100. Okay, so do this. This is what I did. I think it even says on there, hint, draw it out so you can actually see where things lie. The mean is 1,800, right? So that splits our curve right down the middle. And then we have a standard deviation of 100. So now I'm going to have this 1 standard deviation, 2 standard deviations, 3 standard deviations. One going this way, one over here, and one over here. Each purple line that I drew, if I go to the right of 18, I'm adding 100. If I go to the left, I'm subtracting 100. So this is 1,900, this is 2,000, this is 2,100. To the left, I have 17, 16 is 100, yeah. And then this, I don't know why, when I read it, I didn't really read the last sentence, and I thought I left it out on accident. But it is, this last sentence is telling me what I need to do. Estimate the number of farms. It told me to use the empirical rule. Estimate the number of farms whose land and building values per acre are between 1,500 and 2,100. Do you see where 1,500 is over here? Do you see where 2,100 is over here? That's everything, right? If you use the empirical rule would be saying that 99.7%.
So that's it.
But because this one, I don't think I used one that has an N. It's just really wordy. That's why I chose to do it. This one has a 75. What you would do is you do 75. Like, what is 99.7% of 75? So you change it to a decimal, you multiply it, and then you round it to the next whole number. You end up getting 75.
Wait, so how would you find it?
This is the one I want you all to focus on. I thought they were really similar. They ended up not being that similar. This would help you on the homework. Yeah, if you haven't finished it, which you already should have. But if you do it now, it's fine. You just get a little deduction. But whatever you end up finding with the empirical rule, you multiply it to the n that they gave you to that sample. And if you turn it into a decimal and then multiply it, then you round it. Because you move 2 times to the left. 1, 2, or divide by 100. Okay, this is the one. This is the one that's important, because this is the one that is pretty much almost copy and paste on the exam. Last problem, problem 15, worth 12 points, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's worth.
You don't do that problem. You already had an 80.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the mean value of land and buildings, I'm not even allowed to y'all. Y'all don't have to read the problem. Okay, the answer is in the problem. There's only certain things that we need. Yeah. So the mean, 1,600. Right here, mean 1,600. Standard deviation, 100. No, I don't want to. I'm done. They don't pay me to do that. Okay. And then I keep reading the bell data shape. Okay, this is the directions that I put on the test, is right here. When I'm squaring in blue, I cut it out of this problem, like out of all these words. This is in bold. This is the directions that I pasted, right? So it says use the empirical rule, determine which one's unusual or very unusual. And then I did all caps, and it was like hint, draw it out. Because if you draw it out and you kind of place these values, you'll see where they are.
Two standard deviations away is unusual, right?
So watch this. More than 2 is unusual, more than 3 is very. So this is what I did. I went ahead and I drew it out. You do a line down the middle. What's my mean?
1600.
And then you pay attention to what they tell you your standard deviation is, which is 100. So one standard deviation to the right is 1700. Another standard deviation to the right is 18. And another is 19. Now go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 15, 14, 13. That is the mean right in the middle, and then I went over the standard. I just bit my tongue. I went over the standard deviation each, like to the right 3 times, and then to the left 3 times. If it says 200, it'd be 16, 18, 2000, 2200. If it said 300, it'd be 1600, 1900. Do you see what I'm saying? Pay attention to that standard deviation, or everything's wrong. Okay? Pay attention to the mean, obviously, but the standard deviation is how you're going to create your graph properly. Now my purple marker. Okay? Now I'm going to look at 1,737. That would fall about where?
2 away.
Say right here.
1 away.
Right? So this is the mean. This is 1 deviation away, and 1 standard deviation away. This one's 2 standard deviations, and this one's 2 standard deviations. I don't care about plus or minus. It's just the absolute value. How many standard deviations are my way? I'm 1 standard deviation away here. I'm 2 here. So in my next little blank, what do I got? Got 3 standard deviations here, and I got 3 standard deviations here. Okay, and then look, y'all. I didn't erase this. I left it. Figure out which ones are unusual. It straight up tells you more than 2 standards. Figure out which ones are very unusual. More than 3 standard deviations. So if you have this right here set up, bring a colored pencil. It's okay if you put some color on these problems. You just can't use pen everywhere else. But like if you did this, I would understand it. It's fine because this is your own work. So the 1737 falls right here. It's within 2 standard deviations. It literally isn't going to be a part of my answer blank because my answer blank is what's unusual, what's very unusual. Right? So we're going to say unusual and very unusual. Okay, those are my answer blanks. Then I go right here. Okay, 2,187. 2,187 is going to fall where, y'all? Over here, right?
Very
kind of like it's going to be right here. This is 2187. This is further than 3 standard deviations away from the mean, which means I'm going to write right here 2187. You can put a dollar sign if you want and do a comma because I don't know, maybe there's another one.
That's how the answer is.
Yeah, that's fine. That's you telling me that price for these acres or farms or whatever the problem is saying, this amount is very unusual.
I'm saying that's how the answer choice is.
Yeah, it says unusual data values blank, and then it says very unusual data values, and then there's another blank. It sort of looks similar to that, but there's actual words typed out. It's not my horrible shorthand. Okay, so this was actually very unusual, very. Okay, 1653. Where's that lie? 1,653 every. That's about here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what 1653.
Usual.
That's okay, so it don't matter.
So what do you do for the usual?
Nothing. You're straight up trying to identify values that are too far away from the mean. Very unusual or unusual. 580.
Wait, so
Wouldn't that be like way over here?
Wait, 1738. What was that? 1737.
You tell me. Do you not see where we're right there?
That's the second.
So it's okay. It's when it's right here. It's when it's more than 2 or whenever it's more than 3. That's what differentiates between unusual and very unusual. So 580 we just determined was very unusual, right? Because it's way out here.
So if it's inside the 3, then it's just unusual.
Yes. It's greater than 2, but it's still less than 3. Or yeah. Okay. So 1581. Isn't that about here? Okay, so that one's fine. I mean, I'm marking it out because it's just okay. It's not a part of my answer choice. I'm literally looking for unusual and very unusual. 1458. Right here. Usual. That one's usual. I'm going to tell y'all, though, I literally just randomly change these numbers when I create reviews. There is an unusual and there is a very unusual. In this example, I just happen to have only very unusuals. So NA. There wasn't anything in this particular example that we did that fell.
So unusual is 3.
No.
It's in the 3 brackets.
So unusual is going to exist here in the green.
In the 3. Yeah. You're saying even
That is what you just said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's greater than 2. Once you go past 3, that's when it's very unusual. So understand how to do that, because this is the last problem on the test. I have 2 additional ones that aren't on the review that I want to do with y'all. I kind of already have a little skeleton. For like this problem or this one? I would just do this. Yeah. Whatever I did today, you can just take it. You can have it. This is yours. Merry Christmas, free of charge. I mean, picture tangible. Take it. I don't need it. Okay, we're going to do these 2 right here, and then that will be comprehensive of everything that's on the test. Okay? Oh, and I didn't know if I told y'all this, but I think the first problem on the test is like describe to me the differences. Not really the differences per se, but describe, what it means to be a discrete continuous variable and then what it means to be a continuous random variable. Like, be able to put into sentences, or at least a sentence for each, what the differences are or what it means between discrete and continuous. If you get an example, that's even better. Then you'll for sure get the points. Okay. Oh, it probably would have helped if that's what it's wanting. So on the test, there's a problem that says determine the mean and the standard deviation. Okay, and it's just like, pay attention to the numbers or whatever, make sure you can clearly see what's going on. So this one's asking me for the mean and it's asking me for the standard deviation. The mean is 60. I widened it out because I was like, I want to use this and fill it out instead of having to draw it all. But yeah, there's one on here. It's got little dashed lines going down it. There's numbers on the bottom. What is it that's right in the middle?
65.
That's your mean. And then 1 standard deviation over, I added 5. 1 standard deviation, I subtracted 5. Therefore, the standard deviation must be. There's one like that, and I think it's like 5 points. Did you hear me? It's like 5, yeah. That's a month away. Oh, wow. Does this make sense? Okay, so it's kind of something that we've seen that I threw in there. And I'm literally doing the 5 find the z-scores and these to make up for the fact that there are 2 problems on there that do take, it's not hard work, but it's a lot of work. That table, right, the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation, it's a lot of work. And then there's one like this, where it says find the area of the shaded region. Y'all, you want to tell me what the area is of your z? Sorry, I think it looks like this. If it doesn't, this is giving you the z-score, even if it doesn't show you this. If it's telling you to find the area, what it gave you was the z-score.
Oh, so this is the one where you look and find the number on here?
What's the z-score for what's the area if z is 1.37?
It's like that to the left, and then to the right, you have to.
And it's going to be one that's to the left. I couldn't actually find a picture that I could copy and paste that was to the right, and it was like this was the first one. So z equal 1.37. What's the area? What is it? 9147. No, that's it. This area is to the right. Found 1.37 on your table. Find the area means look at your table. Straight up, period. Just look at the table. I'm telling y'all, it is making me do this like every 30 seconds. Yeah, that's the answer. Find this one. Avery, you tell me what it is when z, even if you just saw this, Avery, even if it just says find the area of the shaded region, and this is all you see. It doesn't say z equals. This is all you see. What this means is pick up your table and find 2.36. That's your answer. Just because I don't actually think it tells you. I think it's kind of implied. You're supposed to know if it's asking you for area, they gave you the z. What? I think it's like worth 5 points. Could be 6, only because I took that one away and I had to distribute the points, you know what I mean, to everything else. But for sure, it should be 5 points. Huh? You can keep it.
Sorry, I'm finna keep on that school.
Anita needs it too when y'all are done. Let her take a picture. No, and I
Oh, we're
think
done now, so we can work on that.
it won't let me stop. There was like probably 5 or 6 problems we didn't do on the review, but I mean, if y'all are okay with it, we don't have to do problems that I'm telling you right now aren't really on there. If you did them, that's great. All this math helps the next step or whatever, but we were very specific today.
What's the best method to like keep this fresh in my head every day?
Do it tonight before you fall asleep. Do it tomorrow whenever you get a
Like,
chance.
Make new problems or something?
I don't know. I can't take that. We're not even done with it.
I know. I was asking how I get that B. That's when I add all these together.
That's this whole thing.
So the advance is this. How do I get the P though?
Oh, you got to be killing me.
Huh?
You're
Yeah, that's what I was